The creature knelt before me. 12 feet of engineered nightmare, a living fortress of exposed sinew, armored hide, and humming biocircuitry. A bioweapon birthed in the deepest vaults of Umbrella's madness, and now, it bowed its head. Not to Dr. Linnea Harker. Not to the soldiers in hazmat suits scrambling through the upper levels. Not to the sirens echoing across the facility. To me. My body trembled, not in fear, but resonance. A low vibration beneath the skin, like static behind my ribs. The virus didn't just live in me. It recognized me. The Alpha, that towering monster, wasn't here to destroy me. It was here to obey. And I hated that I didn't feel afraid. Linnea screamed. I turned, saw her backing away, the shattered vial of blue serum dripping from her palm. Her face twisted between horror and awe. I told them, she whispered, told them the virus had instincts, but they laughed. She pointed a shaking finger at me. You're not immune, she spat. You're dominant. The Alpha shifted, slowly rising, and I felt its thoughts bleed into mine, not in words, but in impressions. Echoes. Faces of the infected I'd passed, the horde that had torn through New Crest, even Linnea herself. They were all connected. They saw through each other. And now, they were seeing through me. I stumbled backward, nausea twisting in my gut. My mind was a cracked mirror, fragments of memory, flashes of bone and blood, hunger that wasn't mine. I saw through the Alpha's eyes, vision filtered through thermal pulses, heartbeat rhythms, chemical trails. And deeper still, I felt the city. Every infected, pulsing like stars in a night sky, drawn toward one beacon. Me. Kill it. Linnea shrieked. A red security blast door slammed open behind her, soldiers in black combat gear flooded in, shouting commands, rifles raised. One shouted my name. Another shouted contain him. But it was too late. The Alpha roared. Not in rage. Not in rebellion. In command. And every screen in the lab turned white with static. Then came the sound, not screaming, not sirens. Chanting. Not human words. Not the virus either. Something older. Something buried. The kind of sound that lives in your DNA like a birthmark. The soldiers dropped. Not from bullets. From inside. Their bodies twisted mid-sprint, like meat pulled through wire. Their eyes rolled back. Blood spilled from their ears. And I stood there, unharmed. Because I wasn't a threat to the virus. I was its future. Linnea ran. The Alpha stepped aside. It was offering me the path. The hive, the network, it was open. I felt its invitation. A door waiting to be walked through. But I didn't move. Not yet. I escaped the facility in the chaos. Through side corridors lined with forgotten labs and test chambers, through maintenance shafts and long-forgotten catwalks beneath the city. The tunnels stretched for miles. The outbreak on the surface had burned itself into a slow, undead pulse, neighborhoods reduced to echoing moans and twitching shadows. I watched from rooftops as the evacuation ships launched weeks ago never returned. New Crest was abandoned. Officially erased. But deep beneath its concrete bones, something pulsed. I don't remember the exact moment I stopped fearing the infection. I remember standing in front of a mirror inside an old hospital wing, watching my pupils dilate unnaturally in low light. My breathing slow. My heartbeat sinking to something rhythmic, something not mine. I should have panicked. But I felt calm. Like I finally understood what I'd been running from. It took me days to reach the surface and find others. I moved through overgrown streets and broken homes, through churches that smelled like mold and death. In one, I found a group of survivors, 6 of them. Armed. dirty, terrified. They nearly shot me on sight. Until I spoke. Until they heard me. I didn't shout. I barely whispered. But they lowered their weapons. Not because they trusted me. Because something in them didn't want to resist. They followed me out of instinct. And I realized. The virus was no longer spreading through blood alone. It was spreading through me. I became a myth in the weeks that followed. The ghost of New Crest. The speaker. The carrier prophet. I didn't want any of that. But the infected didn't attack me. Survivors who tried to kill me ended up changed. Docile. Some fled. Others followed. And all the while, I could feel the hive expanding. Not geographically. Psychically. The virus had evolved. And I was the bridge. I reached the city outskirts a month later. Military drones circled overhead. Automated guns dotted the highways. The authorities had quarantined everything within a 50-mile radius. No one in, no one out. But I wasn't part of the no one anymore. I walked straight through the dead zone. And the turrets didn't fire. I made it to a forward base built along the river. Dozens of soldiers. Scientists. Mobile labs. I expected resistance. Instead, they opened the gate. A man in a long gray coat greeted me. Sunglasses. No rank. No badge. Just a smile that didn't touch his eyes. "We've been expecting you," he said. I should have run. Instead, I asked, "Why?" He pulled a tablet from his coat and showed me the screen. Footage of me, days ago. Infected following my footsteps. Survivors obeying me like drones. He zoomed in on my face. "You're patient 0 of phase 3, he said. "Welcome home." That base wasn't government. It wasn't even military. It was Umbrella. Not the one from the past, not the towers and suits and labs. This was what Umbrella became when no one was looking. Reborn underground. In shadows. Feeding off the data of every outbreak. Every test. Every tragedy. And now, they had their perfect host. They didn't cage me. They gave me a room. Clean clothes. Meals. And every day, they asked questions. About what I felt. What I heard. What I saw in my dreams. I never answered. But I didn't need to. Because every night, more infected gathered outside the base. Standing. Silent. Waiting. Not attacking. Watching. Like an audience. The man in gray said I had a choice. Return to the lab. Be studied. Help them control the evolution. Or leave. And let the world burn. But that was the trick. There was no leaving. I was already spreading. The virus was in every breath I took, every word I spoke. Not as disease. As command. And I knew then, the outbreak wasn't ending. It was only now beginning. I left the base. Didn't run. Didn't sneak. I walked through the gates. The infected parted like curtains. Behind me, I could hear screaming. Orders being shouted. Weapons powering up. None of it mattered. Because the moment I passed the fence, everything fell silent. The infected stopped. Turned. Faced the base. And walked forward. That was the night the base fell. No official reports were filed. No survivors recorded. Just static. And fire. The ghost town of New Crest was swallowed in black site protocols and digital deletion. But something always slips through. A photo. A voice. A fragment. A story. You've heard of outbreaks. Of Raccoon City. Of Tall Oaks. Of Lanchiang. But New Crest? You haven't. And that's not because it didn't happen. It's because I'm still here. And I'm still growing. You might be listening to this from your phone. Or watching a screen late at night. Thinking you're safe. But ask yourself this, why did you click on this video? Why did you keep watching? Why did my voice make your heart beat a little slower, and your breathing match mine? You're already infected. Don't bother running. You'll only make the hive stronger. And we're waiting for you.